guys the most embarrassing story of my life. And it all started at a pizza restaurant. So me and my mom were at this pizza place, right? And I was like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom before we leave. So I go to the bathroom, do my business, all that jazz. And then I go to flush the toilet. And the toilet won't flush. So I tried to fix it multiple times and I was like, you know what? A worker will get it. It'll be fine. So then I go to wash my hands. And this old lady walks into the restroom, okay? And this restroom only has 2 stalls in it, all right? So she goes to walk into the stall that I was just in. And she goes, ew, oh my God, did you use that one? And so I'm just like sitting there in my brain. I'm contemplating on right from wrong, if I'm supposed to lie or tell the lady that I stopped the toilet up. And so I say, no, I think I used the other one. And I walked out of that bathroom and I felt so bad. But like, I don't even know how to unstop a toilet anyway.
Story time. This one is really embarrassing. So when Bella Thorne and Zendaya were still on Disney Channel, they did like a song collaboration that was like, it's like TTYLXOX, like it's the song. Just keep that in mind. So this story takes place in like 3rd grade. And 3rd grade was the first year that you could enter the talent show. And as soon as I heard, I was like, oh my God, I'm definitely doing that. But in order to sign up, you had to like talk to your music teacher about like what song it was. And like you had to like sing it every day and practice to make sure it was good enough for the talent show. So I went up and I was like, Miss McClellan, I'm gonna sing like TTYLXOX. She had no idea what I was talking about, but she was like, okay, go ahead, like let me hear you. And I was like, okay. Beep, 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 my BFF, cause that DK was coming next. This woman just stared at me. I know why. But back then I was like, so how did I do? She was like, maybe you should do a different song. That one seems a bit difficult for you.
I was gonna wait to post one of these, but I can't. Reading your most embarrassing stories, part 1. In 2013, my camp had a trip to an amusement park. We took a bus. I don't know why, but when I was younger, I didn't like going to the bathroom in public, so I held it in the whole 8 hours. But on the bus ride back, I had to pee extremely bad, to the point where my stomach was throbbing in pain. So I discreetly told my counselor, who told me it would take 2 more hours to get back to camp. I told her I needed to go now. They weren't allowed to stop the bus because the camp is legally not allowed to. So the counselors ended up on deciding having me pee in a plastic bag in the back of the bus. But it gets better. To ensure the kids in the bus wouldn't look as I urinated, I had them sing Let It Go, because Frozen just came out. But it gets even better. The bag I peed in had a hole in it, so it went all over the bus. And the bus smelled horrible.
This is my most embarrassing story ever. So when I was 11 years old, my school had a talent show, and I decided to perform for the talent show. I was going to dance to a song that was sung by Michael Jackson. So when it was time for the talent show, the whole entire school was there and I had to perform in front of everyone. But I was so confident in myself, so I didn't really care. So when it was my turn on stage, I tripped and rolled off of the stage in front of everyone. I even broke my leg after falling off of the stage. The whole audience gasped and some even laughed while others just stared at me. That is my story, and I guess you can say that I am never performing on stage ever again.
Like in elementary, I was bullied a lot. One day, this girl, we could call her Jenny. Jenny was having a birthday party. So obviously I wasn't invited, so I basically begged for an invitation. And I remember Jenny was like, okay, if you're like my servant for like a week, like I'll give you an invitation. Long story short, I was a servant for a week and she gave me an invitation to her party. This is the best part. It's the best part. So finally, party day came. My mom was driving me to the party. We were going to the address that the girl gave me. So we finally get to the house. The house was looking dead. Like it didn't have balloons, nothing. So I was like, maybe they're just not done decorating. So I go and knock the door. And you know who answers the door? You're never gonna guess who. My teacher. It was my teacher's house.
The story I'm about to tell you is one of the most embarrassing things I can ever remember happening to myself. When I was in the 3rd grade, I had a teacher named Miss McDonald. She took us all to the bathrooms, and I remember very specifically that I did not have to go in that very moment. I'm sorry, Miss McDonald, that I could not force myself to pee. Fast forward 20 minutes, and I did have to pee. So I asked her, Miss McDonald, I have to go to the bathroom, and she says no. We even had this system in place where you say, it's an emergency, and that means that it's for real. You really do have to go. And I said it, it's an emergency! And she says, no! And I don't remember why, but I was like in trouble or something, like in the back of the classroom, in this seat in the back by myself. So not only does she say, no, I can't go to the bathroom, she also then tells me that it's my turn to read. And we had to stand up to read. So here I am in the back like, oh, and she, and then it happens. And I sat there quietly in shame, like, after like 3 seconds of silence, this girl turns around and goes, "You wasn't peed on his pants!" And I cried.